Good morning. It is a new day and time for a new video. This is a bonus video. It's bonus video day. We are talking today about my spring knitting plans. I'm very excited. I've been inspired by everyone's videos about their knitting plans and I wanted to participate. So I am going to be talking about the projects that I want to finish, the ones that I want to cast on for the spring, and the ones that I want to hopefully finish during the spring. So almost everything I have in stash already, almost. I do have a couple of photos that I'm gonna put in here, and I will also be putting in the pictures of the actual projects that I'm planning so that you can see those as well. I'm actually gonna scoot you over so that we have room for my pictures to go up here. So if you watched the latest episode of the podcast, you will have seen all of the projects that I'm gonna talk about finishing. Those are all whips in there. So check that out if you haven't already and you'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so watch that episode for context if you need it. If you don't care, that's fine too. So I just made like a quick list here. You'll see me like a little bit of vlog footage of me planning this out. I will put in here a little bit of footage of me actually filling out my page here in my knitting notebook. It's not a lot. It is just a very basic list. I'm not going into very much yet of planning as far as like dates and stuff. So I just listed the projects I want to finish and the projects that I want to start. So I'm gonna put that footage in here now so you can see me kind of like thinking about it and going through my stash and trying to come up with what projects I want to work on. And then I'll meet you back here and show you everything in detail. All right, I'm just kind of I'm totally filming this out of order today because I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my spring knitting plans. And you've already seen an introduction, but I haven't actually filmed the introduction yet. So let's go through a little bit of the actual planning process here. I started Spring Knitting Plans 2023, and I'm gonna list the things I need to finish, and then we're gonna talk about the projects that I want to knit. So currently, my whips are that I want to finish. I have the Sunday noon test knit, Ma's socks, and Brad's socks. We'll do Ma's socks 1. My Forest Keys vest, I definitely want to get that done. Also, this is going to be like April, May, and June. No, well, March is almost over, so April and May, I guess. I'm getting started a little bit late, even though spring technically started this month. All right, is that right? Sunday noon test, Ma's socks, Brad's socks, and my Forest Keys vest. Those are the only things I want to like actually finish, I think. I'm just gonna make a list here and then we'll think about what I want to do. I want to knit the Me Oh My Tea, which I've actually already started. We are doing a knit along with the yarn shop for this, and it's for in the month of April. So I will be knitting this along with people in April, but I already started because I work at the yarn shop. I'm not eligible for prizes, so I wanted to get a head start on it for photos. So I want to finish that in the spring. I want to get a slanty stripes going. I don't want to get too crazy here because I don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff going when I start summer sock camp in June. But I do want to get some good stuff in here. I want to get my 2 designs out. The 2 sock designs I have going. I want to get both of those out in the spring. And then, I don't know, maybe I can pick something fun to add to this list. I have other whips going. I'm just not worried about finishing them anytime soon. Let's think about this. Go to my stash and see what sparks some inspiration. All right, we're over here. Oh, I'm all zoomed in. There we go. I forgot I was zoomed in. I was wondering why you looked so close to the yarn. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do because it's not a whole lot of time for spring knitting considering June 1st summer sock camp starts. And I plan on going hard for summer sock camp again this year, as I usually do. I normally try to do, the year before last I did 12 pairs of socks, and then last year my goal was 18 pairs. I think I only did 14, but still that's a lot of pair of socks in 3 months. So I want to do that again, and my goal this year is to knit pairs for other people. So I will be trying to crank out as many like gift socks as I can. That's not important. That's not relevant to this video today. What is relevant is the stash. I'm going to be looking at the yarn here and seeing what inspires me. So, hold on. All right, so for my slanty stripes that I already mentioned to you, I want to use this mini skein set. Oh God, hold on. It's making a mess. This is gonna hurt my back being all hunched over for this, but you know, whatever. I want to use this mini skein set from Little Lionhead Knits. It's her 70s set. I ordered Brooklyn Tweed Puri in the color Walnut for the main color, and it is just a true brown. That is what I will be doing for one of my projects, for sure. I want to get the slanty stripes on the needles. I also forgot that I pulled out this yarn. I got this specifically to make another stripy turtle tank, a more like neutral version. And I pulled the yarn out because I was about to cast this on like a couple weeks ago, and I decided to start some other things and then signed up for test knits, and it just all like kind of fell to the wayside. But I would really like to knit my second stripy turtle tank out of this. It'll be a much more like muted, subtle version than the one I already have. And I would like to knit that as well, and this should be a very quick knit. Let's see what else we have. Let me put stripy turtle tank down on my list real quick. I have 3 summer tops already listed for my spring knitting. So I'm wondering if I should cast on, like plan for another one, or if I should just like plan my first big project of the season. Because I'll more than likely start a big sweater that I won't like finish very soon, that will lead me through the summer and into the fall. And that could be a good opportunity to cast on a fingering weight sweater. But I also have this yarn from Terrapin Fiberworks that I already started knitting with once, and then the top wasn't right for it, and I would really like to use this. So I could add that to the list. Or I've been really wanting to cast on a birch pullover, because I was thinking that I could use this yarn for it, but it's definitely going to be a long-term project. 2,300 yards of fingering weight yarn in a all-over fisherman's rib sweater. That's like starting a really long-term project. But I could plan to do my summer tops and start my birch pullover, and I think I might do that. I think I'm gonna add this yarn for my open edge tee. I think I'm gonna add that to my list and my birch pullover, and we'll just see how it goes. All right, let's sit down and I will talk through my knitting plans. We're back. I hope you enjoyed that. I am a little all over the place this morning, so hope you had fun. For finishing things the things I want to finish. I want to finish my Sunday noon test knit because it's a test knit and I need to finish it. I also have another test knit that I will be starting here very soon that I didn't put on the list. We don't have dates for it yet, and it's a secret test knit, so I'm not going to be talking about it at all. The second secret test knit I've done this year, that's wild. I also have my mom's socks, number 1, I want to finish those, and Brad's socks, I want to finish those. Brad's socks are the octopus socks. My Forest Keys vest, I'm actually getting fairly close to finishing that. I'm in the bottom color work. And I added, you didn't see this in the footage, but I added the Joanne hat. I want to finish that as well. That has been my computer knitting and I keep forgetting to put it in the podcast to show an update. But I am like 10.5 inches into it and it needs to be 13 3/4, I think, before doing the decreases on the crown. So I would like to finish that as well. And those are all the things I want to finish. I do have other things going, but you know, that's fine. For my spring plans, the exciting part, I want to finish, I have 2 sock designs going right now, and I really want to finish those and get those out to testers and released in the spring. I would really like to have those released in the spring. So that does take a little bit of planning ahead because I need to get them like finished, samples knit, the pattern written up, out to testers, all of that kind of stuff. All of that needs to be done before. So I won't go too deep into that. That's on my list because I want to make sure I account for it in my other knitting. And then the other things that I want to knit are the Mio Mighty, and this is a pattern by Park Williams. It is a basic t-shirt and I love it. I've actually eyeballed this pattern before and we decided that we're doing a knit along at my local yarn shop and it was the perfect excuse for me to cast it on. So I have already started this because as an employee of the yarn shop, I am not eligible for prizes, but I wanted to have something done on it so that we would have something to photograph for the knit along. So that is what my first plan is. I want to finish this in the month of April, but then I also have several other things that I would like to start. The first one is I would like to do a second stripy turtle tank, and I have knit one before and I wear it all the time. I love it. It gets a ton of wear from me. And it was quick. It was pretty quick. So I would really like to knit another one of those. But I'm going to knit a commemorative one using yarn I got while on our trip to Colorado. And I will be making a neutral version. Now all of this yarn is from Herd of Cats Road Trip yarn. The Etsy shop is Road Trip Sock Yarn, and these are all based off of rescue animals at a local shelter, and a portion of the proceeds from this went to the shelter. Oh, Jackson getting undone. This main color is Jackson. Here is Jackson, and this is Jackson. At the time of purchasing these, or at the time of dyeing, these pets were all still available for adoption. I don't know if they're still available or not. I hope not. I hope they found homes. But this is Jackson. He is the main color. And then my contrast colors are all based off of, there's 5 colors in here, but based off of these 6 dogs. Sadie, Saint, Bane, Buddy, Jason, Katie. And these are the colors. They're very, very beautiful and all neutral. So I would like to start and finish that in the spring here. The other tank top I would like to finish in the spring is the slanty stripes. And this is a pattern by Emily. What's Emily's last name? It's actually the same designer as the stripy turtle tank. Emily Curtis. Emily Kurt is her name on Instagram. She designed this pattern and she designed the slanty stripes. And I really wanted to test the slanty stripes. I was immediately in love with it, but it's available now for everyone to knit. And oh no, I dropped one. A couple of these are already balled up, but this is the slanty stripes. It is a loose fitting tank top with a really cool intarsia stripe element. And I want to use this mini skein set from Little Lionhead Knits. And it is the 70s stripes. And I bought the color Hickory from Brooklyn Tweed in Brooklyn Tweed Peary to be the main color for this. And I will hold these up and I'll put the color Hickory up here beside them so you can see what they look like together. And that will be my slanty stripes. I'm very excited for that as well. Hopefully the yarn arrives this week. The only other projects I have specifically planned are maybes. Okay, so I am planning to make these, but I'm not sure yet what my time frame is gonna look like because of the other things I have going on. But if everything goes well, I would like to cast on an open edge tee using this gorgeous yarn from Terrapin Fiberworks. This is her tinsel fingering base, and it is the color Meaningful Conversation. And I started making a Bessie top out of this last year, and it didn't work out. I didn't like the vibe that I was getting. So I will be making just a plain top out of this. I'm thinking an open edge tee from Jessie May. That's what I've been thinking. So I would like to finally get this knit up. And then the last thing is not a spring knit. It is a knit that I've been wanting to make for a long time, but it's gonna be a long-term kind of thing, and I want to get it started, but I don't plan on finishing it during the spring. And I would like to make the Birch Pullover by Andrea Mowry. It is an all-over half fisherman's rib sweater, very classic. I love it. It's very beautiful. I am very excited to make this. In fact, I have been contemplating casting it on every time I think about casting a new project on. It's always one that I've been considering. So this spring, I would like to go ahead and just do it because it's time. I think it's time. And I am going to use this stash sweater quantity I have. This is Less Traveled Yarn, the 757 sock, in the color Motherwort. I think this is just going to be the year of green sweaters. Because two of my whips currently are like green. It's fine, it's fine. I have so many green sweater quantities, but getting through them I love green. Green is one of my favorite colors, and I think it looks good on me because I'm a ginger. So yeah, this is going to be the other thing that I plan on casting on. Although I plan on just casting it on, not necessarily finishing it. That is it for my spring plans. I don't have, like, it's not a ton of stuff but there's several big projects. The thing is that it's only 2 months and stuff always inevitably comes up in addition to my plans. I'm trying not to go overboard here. This is already a lot of projects, I think, for a 2-month period, especially considering how many things I have to finish first. It's fun. Planning is an entire hobby in itself. So this will get me through finishing stuff through the end of March, April and May casting on stuff, and then June 1st starts summer sock camp, and I will post a video. I think I will do a summer sock camp planning video, and I will talk about all of the sock yarn. We'll go through all of my sock yarn and pick out all the yarns that I want to knit through for summer sock camp. Look forward to that. Subscribe if you want, you know, to stay in the loop on stuff like that. And I'll keep y'all updated in the podcast with how my projects go and when I cast everything on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little extra bonus video today. It was just a little guy. It's just a little guy. And I will see y'all next time.